What is up, you guys? Happy Wellness Wednesday. I am really excited about today's training because it's going to be really helpful for all of you guys. I would encourage you to watch it all the way to the end because I do have a special surprise that I'm going to go ahead and announce for you guys at the end of this live training. Also, as we're going through these 5 things, when one of them resonates with you, if this is something that you struggle with, if you let me know in the comments, I actually have free resources, like free ebooks, free trainings for every single one of these. And so if you let me know what you're struggling with, I can actually send you a resource for the exact thing that you are struggling with. So if you are a woman and you are so successful in so many areas of your life, except when it comes to your body, this video is for you. If you stay with me for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to break down the biggest things that are stopping women who are so successful. Your career's on point, you've raised good kids, like you're doing all of the things. Like from the outside looking in, you seem super successful, but the one thing that you can't find success with is your body. And so I have the privilege of having been behind the scenes of thousands of women's lives, women who are doctors, nurses, teachers, principals, accountants, women from all walks of life. And so I have an intimate knowledge of the things that are holding most of these women back. And because we only work with women typically in their 40s, 50s, and some in their 60s, right? We all have very similar things because we're driven, we're successful, we're accomplished, and oftentimes the things that have made us so successful are the very things that are holding us back in this phase of life because we try to apply that same drive and determination to our bodies. And unfortunately, as we get older, our bodies become less resilient. So here we go. So again, as we're going through this, number one, guys, if you're here, whether you're live or on replay, go ahead, just let me know in the comments. I always read your comments. I value your comments. And so it's really important for me to know that you guys are here and watching because I make these trainings for you. But also, as we're going through these 5, if you hear one and you want support, let me know. I have resources for all of these things and they're free and I'm happy to send them to you, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Number 1, and these are in no particular order. Number 1 is using the old ways. If you are in your 40s and you are trying to lose weight the way you did in your 30s, or in your 20s, it's not going to work. Why? Because our bodies are less resilient to stress. So what does that mean? That means working out 6 days a week, working out for 2 hours a day, cutting calories, cutting carbs. Our bodies actually revolt even more. And there's a good chance you actually know that. And in your mind, you're like, I just need to work a little bit harder. I just need, instead of just going to Orange Theory, I'm going to run to Orange Theory. And that's going to do it. Instead of 4 days a week, I'm going to do 6 days a week, right? Instead of just going to boot camp, I'm going to do the boot camp plus the abs. And your body's like, I don't think so. We're not playing this game. That is a huge mistake. Guys, you're in a different phase of your life. It requires a different strategy. And unfortunately, it also requires a little bit of freaking patience, which is a little bit annoying, especially for us, right? Because we're like, let's do the work. We want to get this shit done. It doesn't work like that. Number 2 is very simple. You're not sleeping enough. Why? Because you're burning the candle at both ends. You're lighting yourself on fire to keep everybody else warm. Your boss is happy. Your employees are happy. Your kids are happy. Everybody's happy. But the toll that's taking is that you're only sleeping for maybe 6 hours a night. And if you fooled yourself into thinking that you function fine on 6 hours a night, you're lying to yourself. There's lots of research on this. There's a very small percentage of people, I believe it's less than 1%, who can actually function on that much sleep. You have daytime hormones and you have nighttime hormones. And if you're not sleeping at least 7, ideally 8 hours, all that exercise you're doing is basically worthless because you're not getting the rest that your muscles and your body needs. You have nighttime hormones, right? So you actually need a certain amount of sleep. You're making yourself hungrier, right? You're making your body even more stressed out, right? And your hormones are not functioning properly if you're not sleeping. Okay. Number 3 is a huge one. And that is that you are eating clean instead of strategically. I'm eating coconut oil, I eat grass-fed meat, I buy all my food at Whole Foods, I take all these supplements that I bought on Instagram. Like I am doing all the things. I eat so clean and I cannot lose weight. Guys, eating clean is not a strategy for a woman in perimenopause or menopause, especially if your skin is dry, your hair is falling out, your sex drive is low, you're getting bloating. Like, what you're doing is not working. Eating clean is a fantastic thing to do. Eating clean is not a strategy. If you want to get tight, you want to get toned, you want to lose weight, you want to have a rocking body, if you want all of those things in your 40s or 50s, eating clean is not a strategy. And that is a big, big, big mistake I hear women make. I love that you're eating clean. Love it. It's definitely not a strategy, especially in your 40s or 50s, guys, especially if you have less weight to lose. The closer you are to your goal, I'll be honest, guys, if you have 100 pounds to lose, it's way easier to lose 20 pounds. If you've got 100 pounds to lose, your last 10 to 15 pounds are the hardest to lose. They require the most attention to detail. They require the most strategy, which is why when I'm really, really, really lean, I have a coach, right? Because it's really hard to actually get lean, especially in this phase of life. Okay, that's number 3. Guys, if you are watching this video, number 1, if you haven't said hi, say hi to me. Number 2 is, guys, I'm going through these 5 strategies. If you hear one that you're like, shit, I am doing that, let me know and I will be happy to send you a resource for this. Also, I do have an announcement at the end of this video if you stay all the way to the end. All right, number 4 is you're ignoring your hormones. And I know you're like, but Jess, I've talked to my doctor doesn't listen, or I'm on HRT. Guys, hormone replacement, there's a good chance, number 1, that your doctor's only replacing your estrogen, which, by the way, is dangerous. You should also be on progesterone. And there's a whole shitload of other hormones that have nothing to do with HRT that are affected by this phase of our life. There's a ton of them. We have more than 2 hormones. And they're all interactive with each other and they're all affected, which is why when I talk about when I talk to women, they're like, oh, I'm just going to go to my doctor. I'm just going to go do HRT. I'm like, yeah, what about the other 47 freaking hormones that you're not thinking about? These are the ones that are causing you brain fog and low energy and making you lose your hair, right? And making you but I already said brain fog, but that's a big one, right? There's other ones. They're making you more insulin resistant. They're giving you the belly fat. There are other hormones that are really, really, really important. And that's why so many women, they're like, oh, I'm just going to go on HRT. I'm like, great. I'm a huge fan of hormone replacement done properly. But that's not going to solve all the other hormonal impacts of going through these changes. Not to mention the visceral fat that's really dangerous. Not to mention the high cholesterol that comes with menopause. Not to mention so many other things besides just the hormones. And so, guys, this is a big, big, big mistake. It's huge, huge, huge. And speaking of hormones, I'm going to save my favorite for last, which is number 5. And that is you are ignoring the impacts of stress. I opened this video by talking about how we are less resilient to stress. And if you're a successful high performer, you've got a great career, there's a good chance you don't even realize because you've been so stressed your whole life. You're like, oh, this is totally normal. We work with a lot of very high performing women, a lot of them. And it's really, really, really common. They're like, I don't feel stressed. And then I get their labs back and I was like, well, your body says otherwise, right? Your body says a lot of other things because we've so normalized it. From the moment we wake up till the moment we go to sleep, we are on. Guys, I know this intimately because I am this person, right? I am driven. I work my ass off. I get it. I am super type A also, but ignoring the impacts of stress, not giving yourself 2 minutes in the day to breathe, always having to be doing something. If you're not resting, or if you're resting, you feel unproductive, or heaven forbid, you sit on the couch, you're worried you're going to fall asleep. These are all signs your body is screaming for help, and your body whispers before it screams. This is a big, big, big one. And I do have an entire guide about stress and belly fat as well. So there you guys have it. Those are the top 5. I have seen behind the scenes of hundreds of high performing women, CEOs, doctors, lawyers, teachers, principals, nurses, accountants, you name it. And even stay-at-home moms, right? Super high performing women, superheroes, because I could never do that. Right? And I have seen behind the scenes, these are the biggest mistakes. These are the things holding women back. Very rarely do women come to us sitting on their ass with their feet up, eating McDonald's, wondering why they can't lose weight. We already know why you can't lose weight, right? We know that, right? And we can help you too. But if you're already doing all of the things, this is where you've got to start looking. Cool. Now, I do want to let you guys know we have a totally free masterclass that is coming up on February 5th. February 5th, it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it is going to be for successful AF women. It is a successful woman's blueprint to how to lose 15 to 25 pounds without sacrificing your lifestyle. Because I like my lifestyle too. I like to travel. I like to go on vacation. We are very, very, very social, right? And so that masterclass is going to be coming up. Signups are going to be up soon. If you want to get on the wait list, let us know in the comments below so that we can reach out to you when the sign up is ready. It is totally free. So there's no charge at all. If you come live, I am going to have some special things that I'm going to give away. So go ahead and put on your calendar now. February 5th, it's at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes, there will be a replay. So go ahead, that masterclass is coming up. Our last masterclass, we had over 100 people sign up. It was tons of fun. And I gave away lots of awesome value. So this one is really designed for, like I said, if some of the stuff in this video resonated with you, number one, let me know. I have some free resources for you. But number two, we also have a free masterclass coming up. And so I'd love to see, 100 people there, again. So, that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. As always, if you need anything, or you're like tired of figuring this stuff out on your own, guys, my inbox is always open. I love all the messages that I get from you. Like, you're always welcome to send me a message and ask me a question or ask me for a resource, right? That's what I'm here for. That's why I do what I do. So otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. Hope to see you all at our masterclass, and I will talk to you guys soon.